So there's something you always give me. There's something you always give me monthly, like money that you give me monthly. And then I was telling. Let me say the story for people to people. My husband gives
Don't
me.
worry now. Just go on. We understand.
I will say it. My husband gives me an amount of money monthly, right? And then I was not telling him that I owe a debt on something, like I think one of my credit cards that I have to like pay off. And my husband like, oh, I'm going to support you with that. And I was like, oh, nice, thank you. And I was like, and I'll still expect what you give me monthly. And I was like, oh, I was just joking. I'm not supporting you with the debt. I'll just give you what I give you monthly.
I guess recalibrate, bro.
I was not telling him, I was like, babe, wait. I can't believe what I used to talk against is what I'm just doing. Like, you want to support me with debt, and I'm still expecting you to also still like give me more money. Like, and it was like your gender. And I was like, my gender, really. So I'm saying this because I don't want to like cast stones on anybody, but really, women, and it might go to men also. I think because we're also different individually. If your partner loans you money and they give you a gift or they give you something else that you know that is worth more than that money, kindly ask them. For me, I prefer don't just assume. Ask them, is the loan inside this thing? If they now say, oh no, then you can now say you are still owing me. But if they say, I don't have more money, this just assume that they have paid your loan. They have done you around. True. Don't put yourself under one pressure that you now become a bad person.
I think one of the important things in relationship and all, right. I mean, I'm not a relationship coach, but I mean, I'm just giving my opinion and how the way I see it, right, is that communication is actually key. Communication is actually broad. It's broad and it affects everything in our lives. The way we communicate, not just even relationship, even your workplace, the way you communicate, with your boss, with your team member, or your subordinate, or the way you communicate in your church, etc. It's actually important, right? And it's important that we strive. Huh?
Coach us, sir.
I didn't get you.
Be our coach. Coach us away. Preach.
I beg you. So, and it's important that we actually strive to always strive to get clarity, with our dealings with people. Yeah. So communicating about finance is imperative, because finance is actually a big deal. We don't have to shy away from that. Yeah, we spend a big chunk part of our lives, all right, working for finance, trying to get finance. You wake up in the morning, 8 a.m., you go to your work, and you come back by 4 p.m. in the evening or 5 p.m. Even if you were in somewhere like Lagos, you might get home by maybe 8 p.m. and then you have some few rest or a little rest rather, go to bed and wake up the next morning by another 6, and like that. The cycle continues. So really, why are we all doing this? We are doing it because we need finance, we need money, right? So you do this every day, and at the end of the day, what comes out of it, you actually want to guide it judiciously, right? So you want to ensure that communications around why you are living your life this way, while you are waking up in the morning, doing stuff, getting more certifications to ensure that you make more money and all. You want to ensure that communications around it is clear enough. It's clear enough with your party, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you expect A, whereas you're saying B because you were unable to communicate effectively. So someone is loaning you money, maybe your partner is loaning you money about something, and you feel like, you have to ask, bro, okay, or maybe your partner loans you money and then gives you a gift. You have to ask, this cash you just gifted me, is it the money or is just
just by the side money?
We have to ask that question.
So thank you so much for the communication thing, babe, because that's spot on. I mean, communication in that, and that all leads me to communication in finance. Now, I've had cases where, as husband and wife, somebody gifts the husband maybe like money, and maybe, for example, someone gifts the husband 500,000 naira, and he thinks I don't need to tell my wife as long as I provide the bills in the home. The same way, someone gifts the wife 200K and she's like, I don't need to tell him, right? Because it's me they gifted, not us. And for me, I think um communication is important, like we said earlier. And you should be transparent in marriage. Or what do you think, babe? Do you think if someone gifts you money, just keep it to yourself because it's you they gifted and not me? And when they give me money, I gift it to myself. What do you think?
Okay, I mean, this is actually a dicey, question,
Yeah, very dicey. I intentionally put it in the
and yeah. It's cool, right? It's an important question to ask because I know I won't say I'm oblivious of families where the husband and wife don't exactly know so much about their finances, right? What the husband is just concerned about is okay, I'm dropping money for food. The wife is just concerned about okay, if you're not dropping money for food, there's no food in the home, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So here it is, right? Um, someone gifts you something. I believe strongly that if you're in a relationship, right, the closest person to you on earth physically is still your partner,
Yeah,
right?
baby, I'm your closest person, right?
Married. When you're married, yeah. So, and even things around maybe besties and all those stuff, maybe that's another conversation for another day.
Merci.
So uh you want to like ensure that you are explaining enough to your partner, your someone gives you money. But here's the thing, yeah. I mean, someone gives me, I'm just giving you an example, maybe 2K, right? Okay, we know our levels, right? We know
Yeah,
our levels in like we know our financial levels. Every partner knows their financial level, right?
right.
2K to me might not mean so much, but to some others it might mean so much, right? More
Yeah,
like to me now, 5 million will mean so much, 1 million will mean so much, right? Some people it might not mean so much.
right.
I'm being realistic here, right? I don't just want to talk, because I am in so level financially. So I'm not talking with that radar or with that lens. No, right?
Yeah.
1 million means so much to me. 2K might not mean so much to me. If someone gives me 2K, I mean, I don't feel there's a need for me to tell my partner that someone gives
I
me
don't I
2K.
don't even want to hear it. Tell me about 500K or 1 million. I don't want
I'm
to hear
not serious.
it. Really?
so,
Oh.
so, but someone gives me.
Except there's a string
Wait,
attached to the two.
no. Wait, what string?
Maybe somebody that gave you the money, there's something, you know what I'm saying?
What's the something?
Maybe
Okay,
it's your crush. I gave
now
you
so not be only crush, now bulldozer. Okay, okay, right. Someone gives me, say, maybe even 200K. 200K is still something, right? I
yeah.
won't say 200K still means nothing to me. I'm not saying any money means nothing to me. I'm just saying that we know our levels,
Yeah.
like financially, right, in marriage. So we can say, okay, if someone gives you money that is not is not minor,
Mm-hmm.
let's be sincere with ourselves, right? In our relationships, we can know what is major and what
What
is
is
minor. If we
right?
want to be open enough, right? So we can come up and say, yeah, someone gives me 200K, to me is minor. Whereas you know that in your heart of hearts, 200K is not minor
It's not very no.
to all
Right.
right. And then you want to like just because you don't want to be sincere, right? You not say it's just minor stuff. I'm not telling man no.
My
And
God.
you keep that alone. So I would say that someone gives me 1K, 2K. I don't really think there's a need for me to tell my partner that someone gives me 1K, 2K, right? Because I mean I can't just start telling my partner everything and anything someone gives me, even if someone gives me maybe a cup of water. Maybe I went to visit someone and then the
And they gave
person
you rice.
a cup of water, a cup of water, right? And I have
Right.
to tell my partner, oh, someone gave me a cup of water. So how many things do I want to tell my partner that
Right.
someone gives me? But when we know that this thing is actually major, so I think still communication, right? You have to talk with your partner. What is major in the relationship and what is minor? Let's talk it out. If this thing is major, we know this amount of money is major to us. We have
Right.
to talk about it so that I mean, Yoruba have an adage. they say ni can you say me? It means if you praise someone that you praise will do more, right? Someone gives you 200k, 300k, 500k, 1 million, right? I would say to me now, to us, I would say, I mean, we're being real here, right? I would say
Yeah.
to us, still major, right? And then
Yeah.
you want to thank the person, remember? Oh, you want your partner to thank the person too, because it's a major stuff. You understand? So I feel like when we know that, we know our range, we know our levels, we can be able to answer that question
Right.
appropriately, right? So 10 million, 5 million, still major, right? Right now, in the next 10 years, 1 million might not be major to us again, right?
No, might not, will not, baby.
You see, so when someone gives us 1 million, then it could be like, oh, just one of those things,
Oh
right?
yeah, like they give you 1 million. Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, so and then you want to like say, okay, so then you are able to like change the ranges of what you
Over
tell.
time.
You understand? So I just
Yeah.
think that partners just need to communicate these things and just talk about it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
nothing that can be
exactly.
talked about, yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's exactly my mindset. Of course, that's my mindset because we're married to each other, and that's how we
mhm,
do. So my husband and I, we have like a range of money, and it's not just receiving gifts; it also goes to giving gifts. So I'm not compelled.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I also forgot to
Yeah,
say that.
I'm
Yeah,
not
true.
compelled to tell him every giving I do, as long as it's within a range of money. But
Yeah, yeah,
right
yeah.
now, I'm going to give somebody or gift somebody as much as 200k for now. I have to tell him, like, babe, I want to give someone this amount of money. But if I'm gifting somebody 5k, 10k, like even 20k, like my husband's like, oh, nice, oh, like, right, do you get? So I think it's
After
also
my
like,
answer, not tell
what?
your
What did you say, babe?
make I say my husband now. Make you gives me 20k. Make you know tell your husband.
I was thinking about it. I don't need to tell him anyways, but you're going to pay in kind, like, what we have done here.
Oh,
Nothing goes for free, bro. So there's a range we have in our marriage that I cannot now hear outside that somebody now tells me, your husband gifted me this, and I'll not be like, babe, you were supposed to tell me. Because if it falls within that range, like, oh, nice. Oh, I would even act along like, yeah, you deserve it. But if it's outside the range, now that's where accountability comes in. We already
yeah.
discussed this. Once you are gifting anybody anything over 50k, you should tell me. So if you don't tell me, I can call you to order, and you have to be accountable.
And,
Oh,
and that even goes to right. Say something popped up in my head now, but flew back again.
why?
Flew back. Maybe to come back again.
Fly away, fly away.
Yeah,
Don't
go
worry.
ahead.
Don't worry, it will come back. So I was saying that this is once there's accountability, once there's communication, there's accountability.
Again, yeah, I've remembered what I wanted to say.
I know
Yeah,
you
sorry.
will.
Yeah, so even if right, as a man in the house, you make most money. Say you make 80% of the money, or you make 90% of the finance of the home. I believe that you coming together, right, already authenticates that this person you are with is not like the person is worthless. I mean,
Right.
in an ideal home, in an ideal relationship, I feel like you, even if you earn the most money and you like you, I mean, you
You're
might be
not
feeling
married
like
to a
you might be
statue.
feeling like you might be feeling like, oh, because I earned the most money, then why should
I
I?
don't need
I'm
to be
earning 90%
accountable.
of the money in these homes. Why should I be telling my wife she
Right.
won't gift out? She's not working for it, so she can't feel bad if I give some money because she didn't work for it. I feel like it's wrong. Yeah, I
Yes.
feel like it's wrong. But I'm not saying that
No.
because you are here right now or because we're having a chat, right? I'm not saying that because you have decided to build a home together, right?
Mhm.
Accountability applies irrespective of your income. The same way that you would
Exactly.
expect that your wife,
Tells
uh,
you even if she earns the most money.
yeah, collaborates with you if she earns the
Yeah.
most money, right? I mean, it would be nice to hear that your wife is giving a guy, some 500k. and you don't know about it. I mean, as a guy, normal, what we start thinking, how
Yeah.
far, what did they solve? Say,
And she won't
why
give you
why
because I'm
does
anything more.
guy make you like that?
Mm-hmm.
There's something you're not telling me. You understand? So you want
Yeah.
to be in that kind of position, yeah. So, like the common saying, you don't give out what you don't try to give what you cannot take.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. You're
But
right,
yeah,
babe.
so
And I
that's
think yeah, I think there's a balance I also want to put to it. Talking about these ranges, I made a joke about something earlier, and it's not really a joke. It's a joke, but not a joke. Where I said, if that 2K is from somebody dicey, it should be said. And I think sometimes you can cover up flirting with certain legit excuses. For example, you want to gift, maybe as a man, maybe there's a lady that is getting unnecessarily close to you and she needs money, and you want to gift her money within that range that you don't have to tell your wife. But you know that this thing is not just a normal thing again. Like this person is not just a normal person because maybe she has made advances to you or gives you like some eye, like, oh God, I like you, or that kind of thing. But you really need to give her the money or gift her the money. In such cases, even if it falls within the range, you still have to tell your partner about it. The same way a woman, if a man that has been making advances to you or asking you out or has been disturbing you, whatever, gives you money. Of course, it's not every gift you have to receive, and it's not everybody you have to give something to if there's some strings attached. But I'm saying in some cases where it's like you still have to collect the gift or you have to give the person something, but there's still more to it. Don't now hide under the cover of I still under the range. I don't need to tell my partner. Don't bite yourself at the back, at the whatever. You understand what I'm saying, babe? You know what I'm
I
saying?
just feel like this whole thing just comes to, I mean, it all comes down to like sincerity
Yes,
between
and
the
transparency.
partner. So I just feel like, like I said when I started, right, a lot of issues that we see today is there are root problems. There are root problems
Mhm.
that are difficult to solve. Before you can see a root, you have to like pull the plant, and
Word.
you don't want your marriage or your family or your relationship to be pulled, right? You want
Yeah,
to amend. So when you are in problem, it's very difficult to really solve, right? You know
yeah,
that this person is not an open person
yeah.
totally, right? But you are still risking it. It
Mm.
is really risky.
Risky,
Why?
risky.
It's risky, because really, you start seeing stuff, right? So I feel like the only thing that can really make that kind of person to be open and say, bro, I had to give this person this amount of, or my wife, not bro, right? Or I had to
Mhm.
give this person this amount of money.
Mhm.
Um, not even just marriage, even in normal dating relationships, right?
Yeah,
Normal,
relationship.
I have
Yeah.
to give this person amount of money. I know it's under the range we spoke about, but this lady, because that
Maybe
this lady,
my ex or
hey,
something.
you understand? Hey.
Yeah.
So it's just sincerity and honesty,
Yeah.
openness that can bring about that. If not, too low.
Don't you know, no, Fafa.
All
Now,
right. So
I
that's
also
just my thing.
something, yeah, right, about when somebody earns the most money, and I think you touched on it when you said even if the man earns the most money, he still has to be accountable to his wife. The same way, I want to talk about women who earn more than men. You might be
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been earning more than my husband for the past 1 year, and I'm footing most of the bills. So, in a sense, I've been supporting him and all. But, dear woman, if you have been supporting your husband, but at the slightest misunderstanding you have, you always refer back to, if not for me, if not for my money, where will we be? You have not been helping him. You have just been shattering him emotionally and mentally. What when Yoruba will say on sharegun, what's it in English language? You are what's it, babe?
I can't remember right now.
You are pointing back to the good you have done, or you are counting the good you have done. Really, to me, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense that you are helping somebody with something, and you every slight thing that comes up, you have to say, "See, I'm helping you. If not for me in your life, yeah, like come on."
Yeah.
And the same way, if he's a man too, and you are helping your wife, you are putting most of it, maybe due to a situation, she's a full housewife, or maybe she's pregnant and she can't work or something, and maybe she needs something sincerely, and she's like, babe, I'll need to get maybe a new phone or something. Don't now shout at her and say, You can't buy phone, you can't buy phone, you can't buy phone. See, let me just tell you, if not that I'm working,